Good morning and welcome to the third day of the CSS lesson, children. So, in this lesson, we are focusing on CSS text and so on and so forth. As long as the time is remaining, I will be moving on to the next parts of the CSS. But the starting part, we are working with text. All right. Before we get started, right, let me show you a website where we are using text. Now, if you take we usually go to a website, right? Okay, I might post this one in YouTube, so I might get a copyright problem, so we will go to a normal website like uh, one that I have built. Okay, so if you go to, this is a website that I built. So see, if you take this website, you can see information is presented using different ways. We know that information can be presented in animations, information can be presented in images, that can be as voice clips, it could be as video clips, and a main part of websites still we are having text. We do use text for this part, right? So the text plays a major role in your web development part. So as you can see the page that we have created here, the normal pages that we have already done, this text is unformatted text. That means the rough text that we have just included in the web page, this has been added, no formatting or whatsoever. Nothing we have added to this one. So it doesn't look very pretty. So in order to make it look something like this, you will have to make sure that you do the proper formattings for the codes. Okay, right. So if you take a look at this one, the other pages also, like if you go to product, let's go to a product page and see where you have pictures. But pictures, not only pictures that you are having text. See, you are having text. So different type of text, the footer also there. So if you go for more details, then again, along with the picture, more details with text. That's what I'm talking about. This is with more text. Now, what we can do is, um, here these are different type of text. I just why I wanted to show you is, now if you take a look at this particular text here, this is a slim and tall text. Actually, this is a I'm using something called Google Fonts. I will be showing you how you can use that one as well. This is called Google Fonts. So you are free to use any type of Google Fonts, because there will be thousands of fonts available in Google Fonts. I will be teaching you at the latter part of this session. I'll be showing you how you're going to create these things, right? So that is also working with text, right? So don't worry, right? So let's get started then. In our web page, we will build, you can do this one with me if you like, right? So we'll have some text in the web page so that we can format them. So let's have a heading, right? As usual, heading, just give it a heading 1, then have a heading 2 also, say heading 2. Then you can have a paragraph, just put some text there, and we shall have one more paragraph, right? So 2 paragraphs and 2 headings with different sizes. That's all that I have in the web page. Okay, right. So let's come to the code. Let's come to the code. In this one, I'm going to write the selector first. So let's work with the H1 part. So you just type the name of the tag as the selector. Then you can type the very first thing that you're learning for the text is color. We have already practiced this one, but today officially you're learning that color is the very first property that we are learning. So this is like the foreground color, the color of the letters, right? Color, you can give a vibrant color that is visible enough, right? Okay. So we're going to give the color as, let's say, red. Red is very visible, right? So let's see how it looks. So this is not the example. So chapter 4 is there. So if you open it up, there we go. I have all heading. Now it's working properly. So heading 1 has turned to red. Okay, right. So this is the property that we are learning how to change the color, right? So you can apply the settings for other parts as well, right? For example, H2. So you can again use the color. So if you have installed it, you can make use of it. And if you reload it, that color will be applied. Okay, color will be applied. For the paragraph also, you can give. So something like that you can give. That is how you give the colors of the text. Okay, right. So that's about the colors of the text. Then if you want to change the background color of the text, you can simply use the background property we learned, which we did last class. So we don't have to do that again, right? Not going to do it today because we did it under background session last week. Okay, so that's about the background color. So these two things, can you quickly practice that, right? So quickly, as for the record, quickly practice and finish it off, right? Let's move to the next part of the lesson. So let's work with more controls in the sense we will take more control of this text, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this page and I'm going to erase these color related formattings, right? To do that, I'll close this page, select the same file, press letter D on Atom Software. So it gives a renaming option. I'm giving it as text demo 2. So once this is ready, I will erase the colors here. I can erase these colors. So we will work with heading 1 and heading 2, no worries. For heading 1, we're going to learn, I can use a comment here, children, for your reference. So what I'm teaching you next, is um, space between characters. So usually with HTML, normal HTML, you can't do this one. You don't have control like that. What I'm going to do is with this one, I'm going to show you how it's done. So you do that like this. There's a property called letter spacing, right? So the letter spacing, we're going to specify a value in pixel. For example, let's give 10 pixels. And when I reload the page, closely observe this is the example. I think it's visible enough for you. There's plenty of space between the letters. There's a space between the letters. Now watch this. If we increase this to 20, it will be even more. There you go. It's like that now. So that is possible. Okay. So here you can give some more letter spacing. If I give something like 0, let's see what happens to the heading 2. I think 0 is the default value. Let's give a minus value like -5. Do you see that it is getting really conjuncted, right? So if you give something like -20, it will be difficult for anybody. It's going the other way around also. There you go. So it's very difficult to see, but you can copy and paste and see what it is, right? So that is possible. So you might be asking why it is there. we can do that, right? All right. We can do the code, right? So that is how it's working. I'll just leave it like this for you to practice next. Let me show you a small interesting thing there. We will learn this part. This is called a pseudo class, not pseudo code, pseudo class. Okay, let me teach you that later. Once the mouse pointer comes, I don't know whether the animation is smooth over zoom, but once the mouse pointer comes, you can have something like that. Okay, so we will be learning about this, how to do this animations or how to do this transitions later. But what I mentioned is transition, just mentioned this property, and this I mentioned the time, right? So zero point 0.5 means half a second, right? So if you give like that, it will be a little bit more delayed. So very slowly, it's taking time to do that. Okay, if you like, you can practice that also. Like, so that is how you do that. Letter spacing. Okay, that is letter spacing. I will be teaching you two things. Letter spacing. The other one is we can use. I will do that for this one. Paragraphs. You can use in between the lines. You can increase or decrease the gap, right? So this is how it normally looks. So if there is enough space between the lines that it is easy for your eyes to read, okay, so usually like around 23 pixels in between that will look nice. So to do that, the property is line height. So I'm going to give you this code to you. You can practice. Line height, I'm going to specify 23px. So observe this part carefully. I'm going to reload the page. This is going to give you more space. There you go, a little bit more space came. So if you give a big value, that it is very noticeable, like something like 33 or something. So it'll have more space in between that. Sometimes it doesn't look very pretty. So 23 works very well. In between lines, that's how you increase the heights. Okay, right. So letters we did, line heights we did. Only one more thing I'm going to do. Um, we do word word spacing also we did, letter spacing we did, word spacing also we do. With the formatting itself, you would have understood what this is, right? Let's say if we give word space in 20 pixels, in between every word there'll be a gap like that. So if you really should have this kind of a formattings in your web page, you can think of having it. But not all the time you need this, but sometimes there can be occasions where you need this. Then you can make use of this. Other than that, just leave it. Right. So just for the practicing purpose, I'm going to have this code in on the screen. Okay, so I'm going to give you time for you to practice these three properties. Please do the code properly. I ask you to duplicate the code. Then please write your CSS codes inside the style attribute, sorry, style HTML code. You should have this piece of HTML to practice. In between style, you are practicing these three commands, right? Okay, let me reduce the space for you to do the code in easily. Right, so everything is there in the screen, children. You should be able to do it now. I'll reduce the font a little bit. Yeah, that's good to go. I'll give you some time to practice. Once you finish, raise your hands. Chamadita Puta, do you have doubt? Okay, we will see next how we can align the text. Okay, so since this example is having a lot of code, we will again have a fresh exam, fresh in the sense we will have another page to do that. So I'm going to duplicate the second one, so you can do that with me. So duplicate the second example and save it as text demo 3. in which these things we can remove, the formattings we can remove, and add around 4 paragraphs, and you can add around 4 paragraphs like this. And inside the paragraphs, it's better that you have a little bit more text for practicing, but I can make the width less of the web page to show you how it's working, right? So I have 4 paragraphs. So how I'm going to use, is the code here. I'm going to use separate formattings for these 4 paragraphs. Okay, right. So let's do like this. Okay, let's continue. So I hope you have already created this part now. 2 headings, 4 paragraphs we have. Mm, for these paragraphs, children, let's give 4 class names. Okay, so that we can give different formattings, right? You give class, you can give we'll say normal style, right? Then after typing that, you can copy and paste it like this. Let me finish, then you do. You say normal style, you say left style, right style. Then you can put center style. I think we need one more para. I'll just copy and paste. And just the last one we'll put as justify style. Right. So just 5 paragraphs I just coded. Already I had, of course, just I included the term class equals these names, right? So here we can use same thing, normal style. So actually you don't have to write any code here, right? You don't have to write any code there. So I'm going to give text dash align. The next property that you're learning is text alignment. So there are 4 alignments: left, right, center, and justify. Left, right, center, and justify, right? So we will give this one as left. So make sure this is the default one. You don't have to mention this, right? So when I reload the page, oh, I deleted the same page, I think. I modified the same page. Yeah, I have the third one. Yeah, I have it here. Right. So there is no difference that you see here. There's nothing you see. It is left aligned. Now see what happens here is, I'll copy this. Then I'll paste. We'll say left. Yeah, that is the normal style is left. This is left style. I have to give the same thing. So that is also the same. Next one we will give right style. So text align, just right. Then center style. Here center. Finally, justify style. Here give justify. So when you reload this, you will have the formattings properly done, right? You can see left, right, center, and justify. Justified is either sides of your page has been properly justified. Justified in since both sides. Now see, I'm going to reduce the width of the screen, then you can see it more properly. You can see. So this is right aligned, center aligned, and either sides it's getting aligned. So that is why this is called the, what do you call, this is called the justified. Okay, so it's not a very big deal. You already know this one in Microsoft Word. Also, you might have known about this, but this is how you properly do. This is very highly useful in your web pages, right? Okay, I'll give you time for you to practice this. So the next part, we're going to learn about how we can decorate the text. So as usual, let's duplicate the text. So let's call this one as demo 4, text demo 4. Text decorations, right? So we don't need this piece. I'm going to delete the whole code. I'll code it once again. So this, you clean the code and keep it nicely. We shall practice with them. Right, a clean page is there. I think you can get ready. All of you can put your hands, children, down. And here, let's start with the heading. So we have text dash decoration. So once you give the property itself, the things are popping up that you can select out of it. So text decoration. First, I'm going to give underline. I'll give you, right? So common things that we need. So underline if we give. So let's see how it looks. So there you can see we can underline the text. Okay. So we can give underline. H2 is there. You have, I don't know, they have seen there is a thing called overline, like Hindi letters, like you can have overline. There's another one called line through. It's very common that some prices and things they cut, like, so for example, let's say you search for a tripod. I don't know, they can see this, right? I think you can see here. Can you see this one? Rupees 2000 has been cut, right? So it says 61% discount is there. So in order to get this is also text. So this is a simply, you are using this property. Okay, this property, which is the property line through. So underline is there, overline is there, line through. Then one more important thing is there, which is called the text decoration none. Okay, so in order to practice that, we need to introduce a, a link here. Okay, let's type. So if you have a link to Google, right, and here if you give a for the anchor tag, if you give text dash decoration, you can give none. Okay, but first of all, look at this, William. Here you have a link. Okay, you have a link. By default, the link is blue color because it's already visited. It's in purple, and it is underlined in underlined. Okay, so if you don't want that underline there, those formattings you can remove by typing text decoration none. Text decoration none you can give. So in this case, you can see the underline is no longer there. Okay, underline is no longer there. So usually this is the style that we are following in websites. Very old days we were using all the HTML links underlined, but nowadays once the mouse pointer comes over, the color can also change, as well as if the mouse pointer comes over, you can put the underline if you wish. Like that's very simple. If you want to do that, you say again the pseudo class a who even you can guess text decoration underline. Now once you reload this, if the mouse pointer comes, the underline will come, just like the any other website that you see. So like that, that's all the code that you need to do. So it's a simple code like this. So text decoration, all the things are there in one screen. You can practice this. Next, example, we will see how we can uh, put capital letters, simple letters, uppercase, lowercase letters, how we can use another property we're going to learn. So get ready with the page. So I will do it. I will duplicate the file. So you can do the same thing. The fourth one, you duplicate it as fifth example, text demo 5. And the code, we can erase it. Let the content of the web page, let it be in the web. No problem. This is called text transformation. Okay. Transformation, text transformation. Right. So we're going to give, first of all, H1. H1, we have to change the heading, children, right? Heading, we will say story about a rainy day. Rainy day. I want you to write like this. Okay. First letter only capital. Okay. See, story about a rainy day, right? This is the sentence that we have. And watch this. How we're going to do is text transform. There you can see that the things are coming up. First, we will try text transform none. Oh, sorry. Text transform none. I think that is the default one. There you can see there's no underline, nothing. We will give text transform capitalize. So you can see this comes first letter capitalized, means don't get the wrong idea. Everything is not capitals. Only the first letter of every word is capital. So this is good for captions, headings. You can go for uppercase. Uppercase means everything will be in capital letters. So you can see it reduces a lot of work from you, because you don't have to again and again type them in different capital simple formattings and upload, or you have to maintain the website. Simply change the property here. CSS will take care about that. So if I put text transform lowercase, this is again, you can see every letter will be in simple letters. You can see in our actual code, I have typed capital S here, but still here it is coming as simple S. We'll see if there is anything else. Transform. Let's try what is this. I haven't done that. Nope, nothing meaningful for us. Okay, we can start practicing these things. I will leave it up here. You can practice these four things: text transformation, none, capitalize, uppercase, lowercase. Right. The next part that I'm going to teach you is something called text wrapping. So I'll just demonstrate it, how it's done, right? Since we have paragraphs here in this example itself, we will do it. So if you take a paragraph like this, children, you can see usually the web page is from this left to right. You can see there's the canvas areas there. Once that canvas is finished, usually the remaining text is coming to the next line. Now you can see if I reduce the width of the page, so according to that page, it is the words you can see in the paragraph, it's getting accommodated like that. It's nicely getting fixed like this. All right. Okay, this is how default, how it comes, right? There is a property called white space. White space, if we give the property as no wrap, what will happen is this will be like this, which means from left to right, it will be there, no word wrapping, which means it will not automatically, or it will not come to the next line. So if you have a necessity to do something like this, if you want to create a scrolling text across your page, it should not go to the next line under any circumstances. You can think of doing this one, but it's very rare how you can do it. Just for a change, you can practice and see how it works. All of you can put your hands down, children, now, so I know who is have done and not done, and you can practice this and finish it off very quickly. Okay, in this example, we're going to do, now we're going to go to chapter 5. Actually, I just created a folder called chapter 5 and created a web page called fontdemo1.html. And this is pretty much the page we did in the previous examples. Uh, why I am having this one is just I have some contents so that I can format and show you. Um, Earlier, we learned how to control the text. For example, in between the letters, how to increase, decrease spaces. In between the lines, how to increase, decrease spacing. In between words, how we can do it. How to make it capital, how to make it simple. Then how to make only the first letters capital letters, so on and so forth. We practiced more control on that one. So it was letter spacing, word spacing, text transformation. Okay, those are the things that we practiced previously. But if you see all the examples that we did previously, children, in no place we changed how the text was looking. For example, the font, if I'm not mistaken, this font is, I think, Times New Roman. That's the font that we are using. Font means it's also called typeface. Typeface. Okay, typeface. So before we move on to the lessons, let me quickly introduce you two terms. If you have a notebook, quickly write it down something when I'm what I'm going to say. So there are two things, children. One is called the serif fonts and sans serif fonts. Okay, so a quick lesson on that. Okay, it's a theory part, just for your understanding. Uh, I will take this example. Right, this is enough. We can take this also if you want. I want to give you the idea first. Yeah, this is better. Yeah, this is better, children. I think this is very clear to you. Now, if you see, there are two basic categories of typefaces or two categories of font styles. In our normal terms, we can say font styles. So the word is, one is serif, the other one is sans serif. These are two categories or two types of fonts. It's like this. Now, if you take sans serif fonts, they are very pleasing and very easy for your eyes to read and look at them for a long time. Even you take your magazines and even if you take websites, they are continuously using this kind of fonts because those days we were using serif fonts for that and it is not so good. You can see there are extra decoration pieces in the letters. If you take this letter F or if you letter H, letter T, you will see extra decorations pieces are there. So in serif type of fonts or serif type of uh, typefaces, you will see these extra formattings. In sans serif, you do not have them. That's the first thing that we are learning. Okay, that's the very first thing that we're going to learn. Okay, so these are basic two types of fonts, right? So after that, we will learn how to change different font families, font sizes, and font thickness. Likewise, we can have more control over the fonts, right? Of typefaces. So that's the small part I just wanted to uh, teach you. There's a small theory part that we just touched. Okay, let's go back to the lesson now. Right, let's open here. First thing first, let's take H1 and let's say font style. Oh, sorry, not font. Font family. I'm sorry. Font family. First you give, then you can see I'm going to give sans serif. Serif is the default one. So sans serif I'm giving. So now when I reload the page, you can see this text is quite different. Okay, let me put that to the paragraph. It looks nice on the paragraph. And one more thing you can notice, when you're giving this two words as a property value, you separate it with dashes, right? So I think you can do it with single quotes also without the dash, but I prefer this normal standard method, right? So see, this is also going to change now. Now that is also changing. As I mentioned earlier, with a little bit of line height, it looks very nice. See, it looks normally, it looks like this in websites. Okay. Hope you got an idea, right? So one thing we practiced, right? So how to change serif fonts and sans serif fonts. So difference also I showed you. So serif fonts, you don't have to specifically set that. That's the font which is coming by default from the browser. But anyways, if you like, you can practice. For H2, we will put sans serif. So sorry, serif font. Font family, serif. So there is no change. Do you see that? Heading 2, there is no change. It looks as it is and as it was before, right? Okay, those are the three settings that we basically have. Font family. So once you have finished this, children, right? Once you have finished this, what you could do is you can give a different font name here. For example, if you give impact, that is the name of a font that you're giving. So this has some problems actually. Now I am on a Windows operating system, and the Windows operating system has some particular fonts, and there are certain fonts are available, only available on certain platforms like Mac or in Linux. So if you try to use such a font, let's say you had a font like uh, Nusrat, there is no font yet. If someone releases like that, it will work. See, it automatically turns to default font. Further, what I'm saying here is, if you change like this, font family, you can give a series of font names. Like for example, let's say you are giving Verdana, there's a font, Tahoma, Arial, or sans serif. What this means is, now you have given a family of fonts. This is a family of fonts. Most of these fonts look alike. They look similar to each other. Small variations will be there. So your first preference is Verdana font. In case the Verdana font is not found in your system, that means in your computer, it will look for the second font. That font is also not there, means it will go for the third one if you have given one. If you don't have that also, if you have given the fourth one, it will go for the fourth one. If neither of these fonts found, then what it does is it will display the text in normal default text. So let's give it a try and see what happens to the heading 2 now. It turns to heading. Now I'll increase a little bit more. You can see how it clearly, this is Verdana font. I have that font with me. Let's make a spelling mistake here, right? So there is no font like that. So it's going to go for the Tahoma font. There you go. There's a simple difference between them. Let's make a mistake in this. So we don't have that font also. It goes to the Arial font. And if you don't have Arial also, it'll go to default sans serif. I think the default sans serif is more like the Arial font, right? Okay, so I'll leave it as it was before for you to practice. Okay, so these four things you practice. After this, we will see how we can work with Google Fonts. Okay, the next part I'm going to show you is, right, how you can put font sizes and thickness, right? So I'll show you that one as well. For we will open our page here, right? So we will keep it to default size. This is 100% now. So let's see how we can give the font sizes, right? So for heading, if you want to give the font size you can give, right? So pixel values, it's okay. You can give percentage value also, you can give. Font size, I'm going to give something like 50px. Px is a measurement unit. Pixel is the one we usually measure things on computer screens, resolutions and all. We measure it using pixels. So that is why I'm using 50 pixels. So when I refresh this, Mic एक off कराना बता. Right. So if I increase a big one, then you can see how big it is. So it's not, there is no limit, like you can give even 1500, it'll be too big. So your screen won't be enough in order to show you one letter, like so, it's so big, right? Okay. So that is why it's, let's say 1080. That's the resolution I have my, this screen. So that's the size it's coming, so big, right? Okay. Um, normal size we will give, like, okay. There's a 48 size we have given. So font size that can be given like that. You can give in percent value. 150% also you can give. That means within percentage value also you can give. Let's give like 300 times. So it's than the usual, it's 3 times bigger. Like that's what it says. So you can try like that. So I prefer keeping it in this one, right? Then you have the text can be, if you like, you can make the text bold, okay? And you can make the text italic and all, right? Font weight, you can use bold and bolder. We will see what is bold and bolder. So paragraph, I'm making it now. Let's see what's going to happen. So this is bold, okay? Even if you give bolder, there is no difference in this. Sometimes according to the font, it may vary, but here there is no change, right? Font, you can give this in values. Font weight 300. This is like normal text. Then you can give 600, that is bold, and 900 represents bolder. So like that it is coming. That is also possible. Thickness you can control like that, right? So I will have this one here. I'll give like that, okay? Bold. Um, I'll comment that. Here the other values that you can give is 300, 600, and 900. That's possible for you to do, right? Then what's going to happen next is we can make use of mm, we can make use of what do you call this font family, right? Size, right? Then font weight we did, yes. Mainly, we will see any more thing is there. Yeah, font style we can do, children. Font style, there are two things I want to teach you. One, you can give italic, this one, see. Then you can have slanted letters. Same thing you can give using oblique. Same effect, oblique or italic. So italic is easy to pronounce, so we'll keep that. Like this, right? Italic. So those are the main things that I wanted to show you in fonts, right? Okay. I'll give you about 2-3 minutes. Quickly practice this, will you? Only 3-4 things. Quickly practice, huh? We will see a few more settings there, right? So I will change this to normal text, right? For heading 2, we will work on heading 2. Heading 2, I will change the text, right? So we will type like this: Red fox jumps over the fence. It's a sentence like a heading. I just typed it. So I have basically I want some words. That's it. Then here what I'm going to do is heading 2. This font family is okay, no worries. We can give font variant. okay, font variant, there are options like, okay, so one is called small caps. See this. So small caps means you can see everything is turns to capital letters, but there's a beauty in that. You can see the very first letter is a little bit larger than that, right? So it looks nice on headings. It will look nice. Don't use entire things in total capital letters. It's difficult for the eyes to read total capital letters. Okay, only for headings or in a place where you want more attraction to be drawn, you can make use of total text like that. Okay, right. So that is about small caps, or how to make it the opposite of this one, the which means font variant. The default one is normal. Okay, means value is normal. I don't want to show you that part. You can do that part also, right? Quickly finish it off this part as well. I'll give you about 1 minute. When you are making use of fonts in a when one web page, don't use more than 3 font styles. Okay, so don't use them. It's a designing skill that you need to learn. So if you use more than 3 fonts, the site will not look very professional. Okay, so if you can limit to 2, that will be better. Don't go beyond 3 types of fonts. You will lose the professional look of your website. Okay, right? Even the colors are like that. Maximum we go for 3 or 4 colors, and there are the ways to choose professionally, how to choose colors as well. All right, let's get going. The last part we will do. So we have discussed almost all the things which is related to the fonts, right? Font family we discussed, sizes we discussed, style we discussed, variant we discussed, and so on and so forth, and other things also we discussed. Last example we will do. I want you to duplicate this file. You can do it with along with me. Duplicate the file, have it as font demo 2. Actually, this is, I'm going to show you how to work with Google Fonts. Let's delete the CSS codes here, delete CSS codes there. Then just have a comment like this, say uh, Google Fonts, or working with Google Fonts, right? Okay. In order to work with Google Fonts, what you can do is you can observe me now, right? So you can go to fonts.google.com, right? So you can go to this website, fonts.google.com. If you go, there are plenty of fonts available, right? So there are decorative fonts also, like this calligraphic type of fonts like this. This is like Thailand font. So, and there are so many variants, like, so categories you can choose, right? Languages you can choose. Like, let's say, for example, I haven't seen Bengali text. This is more like Hindi. Let's say Tamil. So if you choose Tamil font, there are different Tamil fonts available. You can use this any type of Tamil font. Chinese, no need. With the corona, I had enough with China. So let's go for something like Telugu, right? So this is how the Telugu text comes, more like Sinhala characters. See, all right. Do we have Sinhala as well? Google Fonts Sinhala still not there, right? Sinhala is there. Wow. So there's one Sinhala font also there, right? එය කාලය පිළිබඳ ප්‍රශ්නයක් පමණක් විය. So that was the text that they have given, right? Awesome, right? So likewise, we can use, just we'll set it to all languages. Font properties you can choose. This is customizing, right? So thickness you can set, right? So whether you want bold, slant, with, I'm just leaving it to default, right? Okay, so let's go for a font like this, right? So it says Patta, right? So maybe a Patta font, right? So you can make use of this particular font. So once you have chosen your font, right, you can keep on searching for the fonts that you like, right? So let's say this seems all right, right? So let's choose this font. Once you choose this, so hit on that, that everything will come like this, right? So how to use this one, right? So you can even download that and use also locally. I'm going to show you how you can use this one as a Google font, right? So you just click on select this font, and the code will come, right? Once you click this part, the code comes, right? So what you do is you just link that, or you can import this one. So if you are downloaded, you can import it. I think once you import, it gets cached in your computer and things like that. So you can do it in either way. I like to do it with the usual link command, right? So it's pretty simple. Just copy this piece of code, right? And go to your web page. In the title section, I'm sorry, not the title section, in the head section, paste that code, because it's a it's a link code, right? See, right? These are the two types of fonts automatically coming when you're copying and pasting. So that's what they have given, right? So these two types of things they have given. So don't change anything, just copy and paste that. I just did that. You also can do, to save time, I will put that one in the comments window. That code has been given in the comments window. When you're practicing, you can practice it. Next, what you do is you can see CSS rules to specify families. These are the things that you have, right? So we just copy this. As the name of the font we are calling. That's all, nothing big. Let's go to your code. Let's go for heading 1. We will put a property setting, right? For heading 1, H1, then you can paste that code which you copied from their Google site, right? And we will put this one for the paragraphs also. So I don't have to write two things. I could just what do you call, mm, group it, right? So I just used it like that. So let's give it a try and see how it looks now, right? So I'm going back to the page. So this is how the page looks. This is with the Google uh, fonts. It's working. Only thing is you need to have an active internet connection to make this thing work. Otherwise, this is not going to work. Okay, so that is how the Google font works, right? So I will give you that setting also. So this setting also I'll give you, H1 code also I'll give you. You practice and finish it off. With this one, we will conclude the class for today.